Hello, and welcome back to the Women's Rugby Show weekly podcast with me, Sam. By the way, we are back again for episode 22 of the podcast, once again brought to you by Moonrise Sports. Like I promised last week, we'll bring you another PBR final preview today with words from more players featuring the game at Sandy Park this weekend. We're speaking to Maud Muir from Gloucester-Hartpury, and then from Bristol Bears, you've got Keira, Bevan, Holly Aitchison, Lark Atkin-Davies, and Alisha Joyce-Butchers. Before we get into this episode, make sure you check us out across all social medias and also check out our partners, Moonrise Sports, as well.
I think obviously Rido, she's been around for so many years. She's so experienced. She's someone that I can lean on. She's someone that I leaned on heavily when I went into England when I was playing at 13. Obviously at 12, 13, and now at 10, 12. She's obviously skillful. There's so many words I could use to describe her. She's such an incredible player in her own right. So it kind of, whoever she's with, I think she'll find that. But I feel really lucky that I've been able to kind of tag along in that axis. It feels good because we can kind of interchange, and we've worked on that really hard. And about how we can kind of see things in the same lens instead of having like two different sides almost. I think we've just built as the season's gone on, and it's definitely been a lot of fun. We've noticed a couple of things. Obviously, they're really pride themselves on their defence, so it's been difficult to find a few chinks, but there are definitely some opportunities that we'll look to exploit with them coming high out of the line and stuff. So it'll be interesting on Saturday.
How special is it to guide Bristol to their first PWR final in kind of your first year at the club?
If I'm honest, I don't think it's me. I think there's a lot of people that have been here for a while. Like Rido is a really I know we've spoken about her already, but a really key example of that, someone that's been through the club since she was, she grew up here. So I think it's been really unbelievable to get here, and I think everyone is massively happy with the achievement. But I think, as Dave will have probably echoed, it's not last week wasn't the final, and I think we're all just really excited for the opportunity for that to be the cherry on top this weekend. So I think we're just looking forward to the opportunity.
Kind of obviously we touched on the Prem final before that you played, and just how much are you going to kind of lend your experience to perhaps those younger players in the squad who've not been through these occasions?
We actually had a really interesting conversation this week in training about how different experiences can really benefit everyone. So I think as much as me, Hannah, Abby have been there and kind of won a final and been to multiple ones, it's actually more beneficial to lean on the people that haven't been and kind of what they bring. I think often when you haven't been in those situations, you bring a sense of excitement that maybe having played in them before you don't get, as in from a nervous point of view, you kind of know what's coming and the pressure that you'll be under. Often other people don't have that, and I think it's been really refreshing to be in a room full of people that are full of pure excitement and kind of unwavering excitement. I think it'll be nice to have that experience, kind of sat there if I need it, if we're in tough situations, but it'll be more interesting to see what everyone else has to offer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as a team, we know how important our set piece is to us. And I think, yes, we have hammered it in the last sort of 10 days, but also throughout the season. We know that it's a massive strength of ours. You only have to look at our forwards packs, be it the starting pack, the replacement pack. Scrum is a massive weapon for us, and also our maul. So we've been focusing a lot on that in training at the moment, ready to take it in to Saturday for the final.
I touched on that full 80 minutes against Saracens. Just what were your energy levels like on Monday morning after that one?
I think it's a big physical and emotional sort of expenditure. I think we were back in at club, and it was great to see everyone do some recovery. And then sort of the focus really switched after that. So I won't lie, it's tough playing 80 minutes in the front row. But I just tried to optimize the recovery on the Monday to make sure that for the rest of the week I was ready to go, and for this week as well. So it's it's a tough ask, I think. So like, yeah, energy levels were fairly low, but was ready by Tuesday to get back stuck into training.
What are the excitement levels kind of like around camp at the moment?
Yeah, they're really good. I think there was a really like good buzz around training yesterday. I think I was the first one in today, so yet to see many faces, but no, just excitement and yeah, wanting to train as well as we possibly can do during the week to be able to go and perform on Saturday. So making sure we've got all our detail, all our learning, but also sort of still doing what we do as Bears. And you know, like yesterday we've got a pool competition that's running whilst we've like been through this season, so people playing pool games, that sort of thing is really important to us as well, so the off-pitch stuff. So yeah, I think just in general, like a really good vibe, really excited.
And just last one for me, obviously the Gloucester front row, you're about to face kind of internationals like yourselves, kind of 1 to 3 and then 16 to 18, near enough. Just how exciting of a match is it going to be to kind of just watch for the fans at Sandy Park and the fans watching on TNT at the weekend?
Yeah, I think it will be sort of a massive sort of battle against front row v front row, but pack v pack. I think it will be exciting. It's a challenge, and we know that, and we're excited for that challenge. So yeah, I think for fans, you know, I think it's going to be a really exciting final, both the way that we play, like Bears and Gloucester. Yeah, I think it will be sort of a spectacle for women's rugby, and I'm really excited for it to come on show.
Perfect. Cheers, Lark. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Last year I was obviously playing loose head, but kind of going between tight head as well. And when like I do like doing that as it's good for the team or whatever. But having consistency in one position is definitely a lot, like you can just get so much better, especially like it doesn't really affect open play, but probably a bit of consistency does help that. And then obviously in the scrum, just like actually getting good at one position rather than going between the two. We haven't like said, no one really talks that no one speaks about being favourites. But I think the main thing is that we've wanted to do is go back to back. At the beginning of the season, we sat down and we were like, we want to win the title for the second time in a row. So I think, yeah, if we are the favourites or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Whoever turns up best on the day will probably win. So yeah, I think you can't really think about that too much, and you just think about playing our best rugby. It would be incredible again. Like I think we all had the best weekend of our lives last year. So to replicate that would be incredible. And yeah, just really excited.
How does the build up to this year's final so far kind of feel different to last year? Obviously, last year first time finalists, this year going in as defending champion. So just kind of how different does this week feel so far?
Well, the week hasn't really started, so I haven't actually done any training yet this week. But I think probably eases a bit of pressure, but it's still a big game, so we still will face pressure, and it's still like going to be a challenging game. But it probably, you know, we know what it was like last year, so we've kind of have those feelings from last year, and kind of eases everything a little bit. But it's very similar. Every game's different, or every game's like just as important.
And just finally for me, just another quick one. Just we saw at the semi-final a couple of the men's players there, Lark Atkinson, obviously Ed Slater's there, Lewis Ludlow. Just how special is it playing rugby in Gloucester, kind of a town that just loves its rugby so much and is clearly so engrossed in Gloucester-Hartpury on the pitch?
Yeah, it is incredible, like seeing people in town with Gloucester shirts all the time. It is so lovely. Like I've been to the supermarket and people have been like, nice try on the weekend, Maud, and stuff like that. It is really cool because you don't really expect that, especially being a female in the game, but Gloucester does get behind us really well. And yeah, it's really cool club to be a part of because they do back us 100%.
Our pack has been excellent for us all season, and I think we have a really good balance in our back row. You know, we get Evie and Alisha in the wide channels doing their thing, you know, getting quite a few turnovers, and then obviously Row through the middle is just it's quite hard to contain. So yeah, I think Row is an unsung hero for us. She's quality, and she does it week in, week out. You know, I don't think I've seen Row have have a below average game, if I'm honest. Personally, for me, I know whenever, you know, I go onto the pitch in a Bristol shirt, I know exactly what my role is. I know exactly what Dave and Tom want from me. And it's quite comforting then to have that. Whereas I know sometimes in Wales it's like, oh, if this happens, could this happen? And it is sometimes a little bit of like a grey area. But yeah, like we're all playing, you know, really well for our clubs and stuff. So it's just hopefully now, you know, we have Spain next weekend as well. So hopefully we can transfer that into a red jersey, because the way we've all been playing is probably the best I've seen, you know, individuals perform in a long time. So hopefully we can transfer that into a Wales jersey next week. Oh, fingers crossed.
Spoke to Holly before about kind of her and Amber's kind of 10-12 actors, that's so interchangeable. Just how does that affect your game, and kind of how enjoyable is it to kind of know you've got options so often outside? You even throw Merrill in there as well. Just how exciting is that for a scrum half?
Yeah, to be fair, like having Holly come in this year, you know, it's been great for the way we play, and you know, she's absolutely class. Like, and I think with Holly, she knows exactly what she wants, and if she's not happy with something, she'll tell you. But then as a 9, like, you know exactly where you stand. Like, and sometimes it's even just a look. If I give her a bit of a bad pass, like, I know about it. So, but yeah, having Holly, Amber, and Merrill, who can all jump in at 10, 12, 13, wherever it is, you know, it's great for us, and it gives us such an expansive way we want to play.
And just the last one for me, just kind of what the nerves like for the weekend at the moment.
So far so good. What is it? Tuesday? Yeah. No, they're okay, to be fair.
Yeah, all good.
Obviously,
Alisha, just first of all,
we're not thinking too ahead
that
to
back row of
Saturday yet, but, you know,
yourself,
we
Evie
had a
and
lot of prep
Romas and
yesterday
Mulhern on fire in the same.
Gloucester
Just
and what to
how fun is it
expect
to
and
kind
what
of
to
play
look out for and
alongside
stuff. And I
those
think
two
now
and
the
kind of
next
tear it
few
up on the
days is
pitch?
just about
Yeah, I love playing with
being
the both of them. I
confident
think they're
and
both
getting our
incredible
stuff
players.
right.
And it's nice to have a
then, yeah, just
mix of
taking
Scottish,
confidence
Welsh and
into
English in
Saturday,
there as
because
well.
it'll be
I
here before you
think
know it.
our
So
game
we
plan
just
and the
want to
way that the
enjoy
Bears
this
play
week as
really
well,
complements
because
the back
it's
row.
not
And I love playing
every
this
day
style
you
of
can get
rugby.
into a
So
Prem
it's just a
final.
pleasure to play alongside such great players, to be honest.
And just kind of how special is the build up to these big occasions? Obviously, they don't come around often, finals in kind of club or country. Just so how special is it to kind of keep in and kind of breathe in these weeks and kind of the build up to them?
I think it's really important. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and realize how far you've come. For me personally, I haven't reached a final internationally, and this is the first time reaching a Prem final. So this is really special for me and my family. So yeah, just soaking up everything at the moment, but also remaining really focused on the challenge ahead. And we've still got a game to play. Yeah, we've made it to the final, but it's, you know, it's a rugby game to play at the end of it. So it's very special, but also we've got to keep focused and concentrate on the task ahead.
And obviously, there's going to be a lot of fans there from both Bristol and Gloucester. Just how nice of an occasion is it going to be for kind of rugby in the West Country and kind of the Southwest to have a derby down in still in the West Country too, down in Sandy Park?
I think it's great. Obviously, not being a Bristolian myself, I see how much of an impact this has on the community. And one of our ethoses here is creating, inspiring the community through rugby successes. So I think we're definitely doing that, and that's really exciting. So we're hoping to get a good crowd down there. It's only about an hour away from here. I know a lot of our families and friends will be travelling, and I hope it's the same for the Gloucester team as well, so we can really get that stadium full with a great atmosphere for the final, as it should be, because the league is so amazing. We want to show off the best rugby in the world, really.
And obviously, you mentioned the kind of friends and family from Bristol. Obviously, there's a lot of your friends playing in that Gloucester side. Have you had much chance to speak to any of them since the final was confirmed?
I speak to the girls all the time. Like, I'm really close with a couple of girls. Beth Lewis, very close with Beth. She was like a bridesmaid at my wedding, so you know, well, like best friends. Same with Han Jones, my maid of honor at her wedding. So these girls are like sisters to me anyway, but we're used to challenging each other and training against each other and playing against each other all the time. So it comes quite naturally to us. We're you know, very professional in that aspect. And all of us are quite similar. We want to show the best of women's rugby, and if that's playing against each other, that's what it is. And I just think it's really exciting to have so many Welsh players in this final, just showing how great we are, especially coming off a back of such a bad Six Nations, you know, getting the wooden spoon, but having so many Welsh players just shows that there's so much progress to be made in the Welsh rugby. So I think that's really exciting.
And just last one from me, it's kind of, what would a PWR final win mean to you?
A lot, to be honest. I've come far with this club. I love playing for Bristol. I wouldn't play for any other club, and Dave knows that. The way we play is very special, it's very unique. The team, the girls here are really, really, we're like a family here, and I love it. It's so great. So not only for myself, but for girls that have been here for a long time, I think this would be really special for them. And I think it would show how far rugby has come in Bristol, and also this club really deserves it. So it would honestly, it would mean the world to us.
Perfect. Cheers, Alisha. Thank you.
Thank you.